And the links, of course, will be in the description for all the socials. Instagram for @thespot2talk, Twitter @the_spot podcast, YouTube @thespot2talk, and SoundCloud The Spot to Talk, as well as TikTok The Spot to Talk. Every time I said The Spot to Talk, it is number 2, not the word 2.
Yeet, and we out here. Of course, a lot of stuff has happened since this past weekend, and just kind of glance over the main one, of course, the Trump shooting. I mean, that's the way he dodged. He survived. That's all you can say. He. I don't even know how to say it. I don't.
That shit was crazy, bro. Like, ever since this man came into presidency in 2016 to now, to where we're at in the world, it's just so many things that I would thought we would only see in movies.
I will say this. Okay, first off, I'm not even I'm not into politics. I don't really pay attention like that. But Trump always comes up on my feed on IG, Twitter, whatever it is, just because he's always popping. He's doing something that's catching the media's attention, bad or good. I'm not saying it's justified. I'm just saying he's always in that category. So him being shot at least is one of those big things, arguably bigger than when Reagan got shot, up close. So it's one of those things where it's like, what the actual fuck happened? And they gunned him down too. So basically what happened was the gunman got into an elevated position and basically started pointing, shooting at Trump. And I guess he believed he got him, but then Secret Service retaliated, located the shooter and got him down. The only thing was there were some casualties, innocent civilian casualties. I think there were 2 deaths, could be wrong, but there were also 2 injured, I believe. Just all around tragic for the innocents, but the people who keep saying it's a stunt, blah, 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 god damn, you're stupid.
Retarded. They are retarded.
2 people died, and you're gonna say it was staged. That's not okay.
Trump got lucky. He was lucky as fuck. Oh my goodness, bro. He is lucky he survived, bro. I'm still shocked just speaking about it with you right now.
No, and then the final send-off of him, when the Secret Service trying to huddle him up and wrap him to go, he's like, hold on a second. You can hear it on the mic, too, audibly. He's just saying, hold on a second. And then he puts his fist up in the air, showing the American people he's still alive, and they're all cheering for him. I'm just surprised. Goodness. If I hear gunshots, I'm dipping. I'm doing the dash. I'm out of there. But people were just standing there, not worried, no fucks to give, and hey, man, fuck.
Yeah, Donald Trump is definitely, you're not lying, man. Every time we hear about Donald Trump, he is 100% news. Whether he's doing something good or bad, he's always in the news for something. So this is probably one of the biggest, craziest moments. Wow. I'm still trying to take this in because we almost witnessed an assassination live. Especially that would have been all over social media. It's not like that's leaving social media.
No, that happening live was really the craziest thing too, like you just said, because I watched it on YouTube. There's this footage. She's just there giving the speech. You hear bullets, you just hear sounds, and then you just see Trump what the hell? And it's funny because he's just kind of there. He doesn't really react like a normal person. He kind of just he's he basically thinks in his head, did I just get shot? Huh.
He was shocked. Yeah, he was in shock while it was all going down, and then he was ducking down in slow motion, trying to process everything.
He's I knew they would come.
Yeah.
No, and then also I don't know if you heard about today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is July 15th, Monday, and apparently there is news that the federal judge has dropped charges on the indictment regarding Trump, the federal charges on him. And again, I don't follow the direct charges, so I'm pretty sure that includes fraud or some other shit. But just in perspective, this man is on somewhat of a generational run. I'm sorry. I don't like the man, but let's be real. All federal charges, beaten, escapes death? What?
He's on some 50 Cent type shit right now. I can't even lie.
That pose, that picture of him with his fists up in the air, with his bodyguards trying to cover him with blood in his ear. He looks like an American hero.
That's what the public opinion is gonna remember. That's what they're gonna remember now, especially with
on
this.
shirts. That is going to be on posters. That is going to be. Remember Obama's picture where he had the 4 portraits of him in different colors or something?
Yeah. Yep.
Trump is gonna have it with that fist in the air and 4 different colors.
He's gonna be a 2-time. If he becomes a 2-time president, it's gonna be wow. I can't even imagine this world. Wow. It's more realistic now than ever. Situation.
No, next thing you know, he's gonna say something like, if he wins, he's gonna just go, I'm good friends with my friend 2 Chainz. He gave me 1 chain when I was president, and now he's giving me 2. That is going to be the most craziest world, because I'm telling you, black people love Trump. I don't know what it is. And every comment, every thread I'm seeing on black media posts, it could be media related, it could be Trump related somehow. They'll say black people voting Trump, and everyone will say, I'm agreeing, say Biden sucks. I'm like, whoa, okay, whew. This is an interesting divide, because I feel like a few years ago, all of the races except whites hated Trump at one point. And that's that's what media wants you to see. And I'm sure, I don't know if it's true. I don't follow the political climate like that, all around. But, when it pops up on your social media, you tend to just read the summaries, really. You know what I mean? You don't really want to dive too deep into it, but you want to get, understanding, like, okay, here's this. But, no.
Yeah, definitely. For me, I mean, with Trump and, Biden, you're not lying, earlier, when he first came into office, everybody was against him, it felt like. I mean, of course, especially he was talking about with what he was for, I
think the wall, the Mexican border.
Yeah, that was, everybody, that was nuts. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know, somehow, we saw that everything else, he went into office for 4 years against Hillary, and then after those 4 years, he lost to Biden. And now, a lot of people, there's a lot of people against Biden right now. So, and then especially after this situation, like you said, he's on a weird run right now. I don't know what to call it. It's weird. It's crazy. It's a crazy time to be alive.
No, he's making a generational run. Like I said, he's gonna make that comeback, and oh boy, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see him sweep the nation up once again. Honestly, that's
wow. It's crazy. Wow, it's crazy. Who would have thought Donald Trump would be a 2-time president
of all time?
If that happens, that's gonna be wow. That's gonna strike my mind.
I could be, and I could be wrong, but I believe there's, presidents where they take a gap year, so they're president 1 year, not 1 year, but 1 term, and then they're not president the next term, but then they're president the term after. You know what I mean? Like a leap term.
Yeah.
I think he could be the first, as far as I know, recent history. I mean, I haven't seen or heard of that, so. I mean, obviously, back-to-back terms are a thing, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I don't know. Trump's name, the Trump name is going to be, it already is, but it's going to be internally stamped in history books. I'm talking about books in India and history classes are going to say, who was the U.S. president who escaped assassination July 13th, 2024? You know what I mean? He's going to be there.
Oh my goodness, bro. This is really a day in history. Wow.
No, it is July 13th. That's what Trump's going to say somehow. And he's going to incorporate July 13th. I survived. I mean,
oh my goodness. It's crazy because everybody will remember where they were at July 13th, 2024 when they heard that news.
No, that shit was live too. People watch that shit. You know what I mean? A lot of people watch that shit. This is literally a repeat in time with like I said, with Reagan getting shot. That was live. So one of those things.
I literally refreshed my page. 3 minutes ago, I see Trump ducking shots. I'm like, what the hell is going on, bro? I'm like, what? I'm just like, wow. And then I find out later that a bullet grazed him. I didn't know that at first. I'm like, wow. I find out all these details slowly. I'm like, wow. This story got crazier and crazier for me as I started finding out every single detail, bro. I was just like, wow. goodness.
Whew. Moving on from Trump, though, I guess, something we're obviously fond of here at the spot. 50 Cent and Omari Hardwick's his response to Omari Hardwick's statement, where we're not going to play the audio directly, but essentially, Omari was not pleasant with how he was portrayed in the show of Power by 50 Cent. He did not like the ending. He was told something else, I believe, is what he said. And I don't know, 50 Cent just did not like that. And I guess we were talking about this earlier, too. His reaction, is it trolling? Is he serious about it? But let me see here if I can find 50 Cent right here. This ninja is a strange bird. Oh, parrot. Is he talking? What is he talking about? I never done nothing but look out for him. If he needed something, I gave it to him. I understand now. That shit don't matter. At Branson Cognac, at Legion Minmore.
50's a deadly guy.
See, and that's the thing. Like, with 50 Cent, like, I mean, they're cool. You know what I mean? They probably dap it up and talk and shit. But I think 50 basically saw it as, what do you mean? I told you how it's gonna be, and you're saying it's gonna be one way. You know what I mean? Like, 50 Cent is basically saying that I told you how it is, and now you're telling people it's not like that.
Yeah, no, it could be two things could be true.
I mean, okay, what do you mean?
Like, Omari does have a point about, the fan service in the end, about what he was perceived to be, what he was told, what they perceived to tell him about how James St. Patrick, I guess, how his character arc was supposed to be. And then about what 50's saying about how he did look out for him, so he shouldn't really be saying anything, I guess, in his opinion. Because he looked out for him when he needed loans and shit, I guess, but like early days and all that, like early in his career. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that's how he's looking at it. I mean, I don't know if he's serious.
I mean, I genuinely think it's one of those things where 50, I mean, like I said, 50 and Omari go back a while, at least over a decade, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just brotherly love, just joking around. I mean, I'm not saying that Omari, what his statement was, but 50 is, because he understands Omari's probably coming from a place where, as we know, he's not in Ghost. You know what I mean? As of his ending in Power. So when I actually talked about this with another person too. The portrayal of a black son killing his black father, you know what I mean, is not the good message we want to send to the next generation. And I agree.
I agree too.
I agree. And, looking back at the reasoning for why he shot Ghost, it's just like, okay, move on. That's just life. We move on. And again, like you said earlier, I see to what Omari's saying, but it's both ways, really. You can't really disagree or agree with both. You know what I mean? Like, you can agree with both of them, really, like their point of views. Like, maybe 50 is genuinely annoyed that he's, been doing all this and that. Now he's being looked at like the bad guy. And Omari's right to feel that way because he was probably told something else legitimately. So it's really hard. You can't really pick a side.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree with that sentiment.
Like, there's no reason to pick a side, actually, in this case. I mean, if you like Omari, you like 50. If you like 50, you like Omari. I genuinely think that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. And they're both too likable, They're too likable, people in their craft. So, it's not, it's two brothers, just disagreeing.
Yeah, and that shit happens, you know what I mean? It's no big deal at the end of the day. It's a matter of conflict. We'll probably see Ghost again, but he's dead, so everyone has to live with it.
Yep, that's facts.
How we see everything.
If they could bring back certain characters, aside from Ghost, he's dead, but the other characters aside from him, it's like that would be dope. But they can't do that.
I guess.
It's just one of those things. Viewers just gonna have to live with.
And then so with book 2 ending, coming to a close, womp womp. Do you think this is the end of Tariq's story?
I think for now. I think once we get through these last 5 episodes, I think it'll be the end of Tariq for now, until they come up with something new. But I don't think he's gonna end up dying.
Right. No, I didn't mean it like that. I guess more so with Tariq. Like, I don't know. I think he deserves to take a break. He's played the same guy for 10 years. I don't think he's gonna die, but I think they're gonna take away from the show. You know what I mean? I want the show to go like 2 more seasons, but I think in some ways it has reached its peak.
Yeah, definitely, especially with Ghost. Like, after, especially typically with other shows, they reach their height. If they have 1 to 5, 6 seasons, and their peak is usually middle, 4. So I guess they're just trying to end it while it's still hot. Sometimes that's not a bad idea, but I feel like with this show there was still some story to be told. Still some story left to be told, in my opinion. But hey, I guess they got other plans.
Hey, they typically do rush things. If they had to rush a plot last minute, they'll do that.
Yeah, I just wish they gave this show 1 more season. I felt like it deserved 5 seasons.
Oh man,
at the least.
But I can only imagine playing the same character for over a decade, though.
Yeah, I feel like with Power's plans and with plans for Omari Hardwick,
I mean, if you're young though, think about it. Like, you want to be out there, you want to experience new things and stuff. I guess you don't want to be bogged up to another 10 years of Tariq.
Wait, hold on a second.
I mean, basically with Tariq, where we're at in Ghost right now, he's in a war. I think that's because we know Diana's pregnant and stuff like that. So realistically speaking, they're not going to kill off Tariq. I think if he has a kid, I don't know. I don't want to talk about this ending too much, but I think they're going to find a way to wrap everything up satisfactory for the fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how they're going to do that, though. It's just crazy. I don't know how this show is going to end. They made it so unpredictable.
We're waiting for him to get the trust fund, you know what I mean? We're waiting for him to graduate. Will he graduate in 5 episodes? Find out.
Yeah, man. What the fuck?
Like, he's not graduating in 5 episodes, bro. We know that. So
I'm telling you, man. They should have had 1 more season at least.
Do you think they're gonna do a time skip, like a major one?
I don't know if they're gonna do it this late. Maybe, possibly the last. I don't know. I want to say that they're gonna give us that conclusion, but either they're gonna give that to us in the future, or they're gonna just give us something. They're gonna rush it and give us that ending. I don't know. I honestly don't know how. I can't predict this ending. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I feel like they're gonna give us a montage in the last episode of maybe 5 years later, and they're gonna play Big Rich Town really slowly, like they did in the last episode of Power. You know what I mean? Like, they say this is a big rich town. I'll just come from. You know what I mean? They just start doing the slow singing stuff like that. So maybe some weak ass montage is gonna happen. Who knows, right?
Yeah, that's hella funny, bro. You never know.
Nah, I feel like that's how they're gonna piss off the fans, because they did it in other shows, you know what I mean? So I don't want to go into that part specifically, because that's definitely a conversation for later. But no, yeah, in terms of shows and endings, I just wish they didn't do compilations or montages. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it just rushes and it just kills the whole experience, in my opinion.
But overall, though, on a scale of 1 to 10, how annoyed are you that Ghost is ending?
At first, when I heard the news, I was happy that they finally announced season 4 was going to come out, but it was also bittersweet for me that it was going to be the final season. I was like, what? I was definitely confused at first, but it makes sense. All these costs, every episode, every character in the show is dripped out. It's like impossible. Like the funding for this show is through the roof.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how okay are you with it?
I mean, I guess I'm okay with it because they said they have other plans. Because they're also ending Force after season 3, so I believe they have bigger plans for the franchise.
So that's a 10.
I mean, probably a 10 now.
Yeah, I'm like a 5, but we'll take by the end of the show.
Yeah,
No,
it's bittersweet, but I grew into it. I guess they have a, I guess I learned to accept it.
Book 4 crossover.
Yeah. I feel like that's in the. I feel like that's in the future. I feel like for sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take your corners and wait for us there because, of course, we will pull up with some more Wire Chat and more Power Hour discussions to come on the spot. I'm one of your hosts, Easy Yon, and got their host here, Ed Mighty Young. We out.
Yep. Peace.
Yeet.